And we're live. Let's go. What's up,
All
Ben?
right. Yeah. Hey, man. Well,
Yeah.
hello, and welcome everyone to Live on IFT. This is our 17th episode, and today we're just going to be sharing our favorite applets. My name is Ben. I'll be your host. As always, your other host, my colleague and very best friend, Tripp. Tripp, do you have any announcements for the folks back home?
Yeah. So again, if you use ChatGPT, go search for the IFT automation assistant. It really just makes ChatGPT so much better because it allows you to interact with all 900 services live on IFT from within the ChatGPT interface. So go check it out. It's free. It'll make your ChatGPT experience just way better. And again, if you are a student, you get 90% off our Pro Plus subscription. So use your .edu email from your school. And if you're in the North America, so Canada, America, and the UK, it just works when you sign up. So use .edu. If you know any students, let them know. We got really cool AI tools to help them like summarize notes and everything. So yeah, check it out. I want to say, what's up, Jim? Thanks for being here. What's up, Peter? Yeah, we're excited to roll through all of our favorite applets today. As we're doing this, if you have a favorite applet that comes to mind, share it in the chat, and we'll show it with our audience. And the best applet, the coolest one that we just objectively think is cool, I will get free Pro Plus for the next year on us. So cool. Let's get going.
One more announcement, Tripp. So next week, we've got our other best friend, Kevin Eball, who's the IF product manager. It's going to be talking to us all things webhooks. So that should be really exciting.
Yep.
Kevin's been with IF for like
Years.
over a decade. Yeah. So
yeah. He's done everything at IFT, right?
He sure has. Yeah.
Yeah. I
It
mean,
should be a really
he can dive into his own story next week, but yeah, he's been at IF for almost as long as IF has been around. So
Yep. Cool. So yeah, real quick agenda. So as always, we're going to briefly talk about why we started this live stream, who this live stream is for. Tripp and I are going to show today our favorite applets. We have 5 categories, right? So the first one is business / work, entertainment, family, smart home, and social. And the way that, and Tripp kind of alluded to it a little bit, but the way that I would like this to work is Tripp and I each have one applet per category, and we're going to share those categories or applets for all 5 categories. If you have one for that category, and we're going to pop up as many of those on the screen as possible. And like Tripp said, the best applet, one that Tripp picks, I guess, is gonna that person's gonna win a free year of IFT Pro Plus. So
sweet.
Let us know your cool applets. Yeah. So real quickly, who this is for. So our fastest growing user segment right now at IFT are individuals that are creating things, sharing things, and trying to make money on the internet. Internally, we call these individuals the enterprise of one. You might call them content creators, influencers, solopreneurs. Tripp and I, we call them badasses. So, yeah, these individuals, they create really powerful applets on IFT, and those applets save them time and allow them to accomplish more. And today, Tripp and I just wanted to share our favorite applets in hopes that we might inspire something, inspire you to create something new. So with that said, let's get to our first category, which is business / work. And Tripp, you're up first.
Sweet. Okay, so I'm gonna try and sell you guys on this. So one, I've got a buddy. I'm from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. He runs a roofing business, and I basically the best thing you can do in a local business format is grow as many Google reviews as possible. It helps you show up on the local map pack for home service businesses, and you want to respond to them as well. And he takes a lot of pride on responding personally. So I just set up a quick Google My Business applet that just every new review, it emails it to him and has a link for him to click in and respond directly. Google does this, but sometimes gets hidden in your emails, and it doesn't land as quick as possible. So this is a good way to kind of automate that process. We also have other applets on this platform that just automatically respond for you using AI. They're really cool. You should check them out. But he asked me to set this up, and I pinged him like 3 months later, and I was like, "Oh, dude, this is my favorite thing ever." I get emails from you all the time now. So that's just a business one. It's just a good idea for any home service business. Here's the ultimate YouTube content planning Google Apps system. So that's the one in the center. I showed this off when I was highlighting the AI YouTube creator. And this has been really cool to think through. We're starting to create a lot more YouTube content, as you've probably known if you're subscribed and you like the channel. But this helps us design and ideate what that content's going to look like really quickly. So I thought that was a really good applet to share. And then also, we use ClickUp internally whenever we're creating content. So that's blog posts, social content like LinkedIn posts, Twitter posts, Facebook posts. And so we have an internal system where whenever I create this is blog post specific, but whenever I create a blog post, it pings IFTTT to write a blog around that topic, and then it writes it and adds it into the description on the ClickUp task. So I can think through like 30, 50 blog ideas, just write them up as new tasks in ClickUp. And then I've got 30 to 50 fully written blogs written by IFTTT. It's really cool. I highly suggest to kind of implement IFTTT into your project management tool. You can do the same thing on Trello, Asana, ClickUp, obviously, or even like Notion or Google Tasks or Todoist, right? So those are 3 applets that we use internally at IFT. I just wanted to share them. Yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Tripp. So now it's my turn. So as we alluded to in last week's live stream, last year, I went RSS crazy. And what I realized is that until just a couple years ago, I didn't know what RSS feeds were. And so I was like, hey, there's probably other people like me that want to create automations with RSS feeds, but they wouldn't know how to discover them on IF. So I basically built a bunch of services last year that were RSS based, right? And this is one example here to the left. It's called The Verge. It's a popular YouTube channel. And basically, so for every time I built a service on IFT, I had to come up with like a quick description, right? And it wasn't something that I wanted to spend a lot of time on. So I created this mobile note widget applet. So basically the way it works is I'm creating The Verge on YouTube RSS service on IFT. I would go to my mobile widget and type in into my GPT is what I called it. I would type in, hey, what is The Verge YouTube channel? And it would spit out this 4 or 5 sentence description. And basically I would copy and paste those into these, user-facing descriptions for our users that wanted to take advantage of this service. As you can see, I ran this 101 times last year. So, or it looks like the last time I ran it was just a few days ago. But
Nice.
I've ran this 100 times between October and March, and it's just a huge time saver for me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that GPT, you basically added ChatGPT to your phone with that mobile widget. You know, it's like you literally just click the mobile widget and you ask a question, and then it returns an email to you with the answer to that question.
Yeah,
right?
and it's just an easy copy and paste from there.
Yeah, that's cool. So this could expand to like way more than just like descriptions for, news articles. This could be, hey, what's the what's a good recipe to cook with these ingredients, and it can spit back a recipe.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
I know we're talking about business and work, but
right.
Or hey, my audience is X, Y, and Z. What's a good marketing strategy to target that audience?
Absolutely. Yeah, definitely.
Cool, dude.
So Before we go to the next topic or the next category, has anyone written in, Tripp?
Yeah, so we've got a smart home submission. We haven't had any
Okay.
business submissions yet.
Let's get to
I
the
can,
smart home one. Let's save that one for
we'll
when we
save
get to
it.
smart
Yeah,
home, since that's one of
for
our
sure.
categories. Cool.
Totally.
Uh-oh. All right, entertainment. I don't know what this is.
Oh, you're good. All right. So I took entertainment as how I use kind of automate my own entertainment, like just personal entertainment. So we've got a really good Spotify integration on IFT. And as you can tell, there's 25,000 people that have connected the automatically create a Discover Weekly archive using our IFT automation. So I have integrated that. And I've also integrated creating a monthly playlist of songs I like. So I've basically am designing albums intentionally with IFT, which is really cool. And I listen to Spotify like throughout the day as I'm working. So it's kind of like my go-to music entertainment source. And then mail me free games with Steam keys posted to our game deals. I'm not a huge gamer. I mean, I'm a young father, so I don't really have a lot of time. But it's always cool to see like what's the new free games on Steam if I want to like download and play something that's like not super intense or not super short or not super long, you know? So I've used that a few times and gotten a few cool like just indie games from it. So yeah.
That's wild that there's almost 40,000 people that have used that applet.
Oh yeah, totally.
Right?
I mean, Reddit, it comes from r/game deals. So people could just be
Right.
cruising on Reddit, but this is just an easy way to like get notified of new games instead of like having to log into Reddit, search for that subreddit, and then look at them, you know?
Yep,
So,
absolutely. Yep. Cool. Looks like you got one more.
Oh, yeah. I've already talked about creating a monthly playlist. Yeah.
Gotcha. So, cool. Let's go. Okay, my turn.
Yeah.
All right. So, somewhat similar. Mine's also about music. So, back to the RSS feeds. So this is actually a service that I created last week, and I called it Apple iTunes, and then I changed it to Apple News and Apple Music. I'm not sure. iTunes doesn't really exist anymore. It's called Apple Music now, but then there's the iTunes Store, but then there's the Apple Store. I'm still kind of confused. And the service itself had like one of the things it does for this applet is the top 10 songs. So every time it triggers every time there's a new song that enters Apple Music top 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so the way this applet works is, and I just turned this on a few days ago because I just created the service. But basically the way it works is every time there is a new song in the top 10 on Apple Music, it sends that to my mobile notification widget. And it sends a clip art of the song. It tells me that the song here, it says new entry for the top 10 songs on iTunes, Selfish by Justin Timberlake. And then when I click on that widget, it pulls up that song in Apple Music. And I can listen to it right then and there. So
that's cool.
Yeah, I've hacked this entire thing together.
Dude,
so
Justin Timberlake, I didn't even think he was still making music. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Sometimes I've seen some older songs pop up on this. Like I don't know, maybe they're promoted or something.
Yeah,
or
just reemerge. Like people really like them.
Yeah,
you know?
Or like if there's like a new version, like like Taylor Swift has like the Taylor versions. I've seen those pop up a few times. So I'm not sure exactly how they curate their top 10. If it's 100% user led, but nevertheless, yeah,
that's cool.
This is my entertainment applet,
dude. Killer. So we don't have any chats on entertainment or business applets yet, but Joel's been hitting it with a lot of smart home applets. So I kind of
want to one up anyway. Yeah, let's do it.
So Joel Deering says, repurposing an old smartphone into a security camera. That's sweet. I need to keep the phone on all the time, and I have to figure out how to keep it plugged in and rotate through charge cycles. So that's pretty cool. So, yeah, I say That's honestly really cool. If you want to let us know how that works, or show us the applet, if you've published the applet, but that's awesome.
You know, when we had the IFT office, there
Mhm.
was a lot of old iPhones around the office that were like repurposed for different things. There was one that would sit right above, like it was like, I don't know if it was taped to the wall, but it was like right above the coffee machine. And every
Yeah.
time someone brewed fresh coffee, there was a button that you would push. It was the button widget, and you would push the button widget, and that would notify like a Slack channel or something, or turn on some
Yeah.
lights on all the floors to let people know that there's like fresh coffee.
Fresh coffee.
Yeah.
Wait, that's cool. Let's
Right?
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, you IFT automated your coffee
Right.
notification in the office. RIP the IFT office. We're all remote
Mhm.
now. You're looking at it. You're looking at our IFT offices. So that's cool. Well, let's go to the next one. Joel's got a few other really cool applets in here that he's showing off, so we can kind of show them off.
Cool. Yeah. So we're going to the next category, right?
Yeah. Oh, Ed says he was recently on SNL and was great. Oh, Justin Timberlake hits it. I just didn't think he was ever producing new music again. I thought he was over managing, running MySpace. I guess he's just he's a man of many talents.
Yeah, I think he was Napster in that movie.
Oh yeah.
Sean Parker, I think, was his name.
Yeah, wait, there's buzz that NSYNC is getting back together. Reunion tour 20 years later.
Nice. They got what is it called? A regency? Or when you have something at like in Las Vegas, what do they call those? When you get like a year. Never mind. Moving on.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I'll run with you if I knew, but that's awesome. Yeah, I'm glad. Hopefully they can all still
A residency. Yeah, residency.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they're probably pushing maybe in their 40s. NSYNC's probably not too old.
Yeah, dude, they're still fresh for sure.
Yeah. All right, so we wanted to throw family in here. I know a lot of IFT users kind of automate different parts of their like daily life. Either communication with their family or just like stuff around their home for their family. So I wanted to highlight a couple that I use personally. So one is the weekly meal planning. Grace and I don't. I guess we split off, planning, grocery shopping like every other week. So I do it one week, she does it the next week. It kind of helps us divide and conquer. But neither of us like the idea of meal planning, but it's something that just every family has to do. So I use the note, or that's the button press app on the weekly meal planning, and it pings the IFT AI prompt. And I already have like an AI prompt saying, hey, write out 3 recipes to cook this week and list out all the ingredients and how to cook them in a Google Doc. And then I'll publish it in a Google Doc. So I don't have to plan anymore. I just press one quick button and it automatically gives me 3 recipes to cook that week. So I thought that was really cool. Check that out. If you're a Pro Plus user and you have access to the AI prompt, you can do a lot of cool stuff with it. And then the next one is I use AccuFlow as like my personal project management tool. And of course, my wife is like always adding to this honey-do list around the house, And so instead of like texting me, which I'll forget about and not add it personally, we have Google Homes around the house, and she can just say, hey, add this to Tripp's Google tasks. And so now I'll just like randomly see like new tasks pop up on my AccuFlow account, but it's in my project management tool. So I can like organize it and it's always there. I'm not going to forget about it, So it's been a really cool system socially, interfamilially, for us to kind of just keep up and manage tasks around the house. So
nice. So she uses AccuFlow and Google Task and Tripp to be her own personal
assistant.
Yeah,
totally.
Very cool.
Yeah,
awesome. So this is my family applet. So like you, Tripp, I've got a 15-month-old son, and college is expensive, right? So we save, we've got some custodials and 529 plans and all this stuff so that we don't go broke when he turns 18.
Mm-hmm.
And so one of the things that we decided to do was that we'd set up these micro savings kind of routines in an app called Capital. And it's capitals on IFT, capital spelled with a Q. And basically, like whatever's in that at the end of the year, we just add that into his college fund.
529. Oh,
Yep.
cool. Killer.
So the way this works is this applet combines my physical fitness with my son's financial fitness, I guess would be the way to say it, right?
Yep.
So what happens
out to save money in the future.
Yeah. So every Sunday, my cousin and I, we meet up at 7 a.m. and we go for a walk around this lake in Oakland, California.
Mm-hmm.
And I mark the rundown, or I save the activity in Strava, which is another app that's on IFT. And once I complete the activity, that tells IFT to tell Capital to grab $5 from my Wells Fargo account, and it saves it for my son. And so
let's go.
Yeah, so this looks like there's $50 in there. It just means we've been on 10 walks this year already.
Nice.
So yeah,
showing off. Let's go.
Right.
Dude, that's honestly really cool, because it is like incentive, like you're kind of working for something, you know?
Yeah.
I know it's like you're not making any money, but there is an action and like a reward at the end of it, you know?
We had another one too that was like, so this is kind of like a reward. I had another one that was kind of like a punishment, where every time I would leave the seat up in the bathroom, my wife would tell Google that I left the seat up, and that would charge my account another $5. So we turned that one off, thankfully. But yeah. So
that's awesome.
Cool.
That's
all
hilarious.
right. So we'll take a pause for any other write-ins.
Yeah. So where is this? Joel. He had another smart home one. This is his third one. There's another one. We can highlight all of these later. But he goes, if I get out of bed between 12 a.m. and 7 a.m., then turn on the bedroom light to 14%. That one's really cool. You know? Because I will say I wake up at 5 every morning when my wife wakes up at like 6, because I want to go work out. And I'm always walking around in the dark, you know. Again, I'm probably not going to turn on the light because my wife's still sleeping. But
you're not. It's not blinding you either. Yeah.
Yeah, but 14% is smart because it is like a dim, but safe light.
What's the trigger? What's the trigger there? Is it like a smart bed, or do you have like a watch that tracks your sleep? It
could be a watch. You know, Joel. Yeah, let us know what's that trigger.
Let us know what you're triggering this with, man. You got to give us the whole applet.
Yeah. Let me see. We've got some more in here. Here it is.
Could be a motion sensor.
Could be a motion sensor, or I mean, does the 8 sleep bed still work on IFT? I know that was a big one.
So maybe. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry. If my phone breaks a geofence, close the garage door. That's awesome. That's a location.
This is a safety thing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So
a security thing.
Mm-hmm. So if you're leaving home, then you can automatically close your garage door. That's a huge one. I think a lot of IFTers love that one. So thanks, Joel. That was awesome. He's got a couple other more in here that we can highlight. I've got another one from Sarah Jordan. Her favorite personal applet is to send a push notification to get car inspected. That one's great just because you never remember it, right? Like, I work from home, so I never even drive my car anymore. So, you need to get an oil change every, 3 to 5 months or every 5,000 miles, but I'm driving like 3,000 miles a year,
Get your oil change, folks,
But I need to be reminded of like when I need to get an oil change, because it's not that 5,000 mile marker anymore. It's like, now it's a time-based one.
That's how you have an old car, because like now, I mean, at least for like the last decade, it tells you on the dashboard what you got to do.
Mine, I'm a 2007 Nissan Frontier, guys. It still runs great. I love it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's go on to the
Dude,
next
Ed,
category.
you are the home automation guru, Joel. I agree. Joel, if you want to jump on this live stream and like highlight all of your home automation, your smart home automation stuff, we'd happily host you. All
Yeah,
right.
Joel,
So
send us an email, man.
yeah.
We're having to show our applets this week because we couldn't get a guest. So send us an email, man.
Yeah, marketing at IFT. We'd love to have you on one week and you can highlight all your smart home applets. I think these are great. Those are great.
Yeah, very cool. Awesome.
This is it. He goes, he has a smart pad that sits under the mattress from Withings. Oh, cool. I've got a Withings watch. I've got some
Nice.
automation set up in here just to, track how much steps I do and like my heart rate and stuff. That's cool, Joel. That's killer.
Yeah, I think I've got a scale, a smart scale that I connected to IFT.
You just didn't want to show that one off, huh?
No, God, no. But it
doesn't look good since you became a dad.
No, but it was yeah, like it would every time I would step on the scale, it would send the weight and the body fat percentage and all that stuff to a Google spreadsheet. And I think it was just like, it was really good because it would I did that. I kept some other data like in that spreadsheet. And so like I would take that to my doctor,
Oh, yeah. That's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
You should just add your doctor as a user on that Google spreadsheet.
Right? Yeah. And if there's any, yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on.
That's cool. This is why we're walking. This is why we're exercising every Sunday. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Here's my smart home applets that I've got running. So I've got Arlo security cameras around the house. They're not, I mean, there's a way you can tie them into your actual home electricity. Mine aren't. So they're always kind of like at different levels of, I guess, battery consumption, and so before they die, I want to charge them. So I just get notifications personally to go charge those applets or charge those Arlo cameras whenever they're at like 10 or 15%, just to make sure that they're always on, right? And then my second smart home applet I want to highlight, this is actually, I can use this multiple ways. So there is a local co-working space that I go and work from most mornings. And to log in there, I need to have a QR code on my phone. So whenever I get like on a location using the location app, whenever I get within like 50 yards of the smart home of the co-working space, I get a notification on my phone with that image of the QR code so I can just scan it and log in, basically walk into instead of like having to search through all my images and like find it on my phone, it just automatically shows up there. So, I have to do the same thing with whenever I drop my kid off for daycare, they want me to like enter in a code. So I do the same location-based like notification. It just pulls up that specific URL that they want me to log into whenever I'm within 50 yards of the daycare, so that it's just always there. I don't have to think about it anymore.
Nice. Yeah, Tripp, we got to teach you how to center things on PowerPoint.
Oh yeah, my bad. That was I created this pretty quick yesterday.
It's okay. So just so the audience knows, Tripp and I really wanted to. So we kind of told you, like, all right, here's the categories, but we can't like try not to cheat and look at each other's applets, because we kind of wanted to like share these in real time. Yeah. And I think, and make it genuine, and like I will say that I feel like Tripp is, not that it's a competition, but everything with Tripp and I is a competition. So it is a competition, but I feel like Tripp kind of cheated a little bit because he's showing multiple applets per screen, which is good. It's more content, but I kind of wish I had known that you were gonna cheat on this a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, I've got like over 70 applets on my personal IFT account. This doesn't include my business IFT account. Yeah. So
all good. All right. Let's go.
Wait, check this one out. This is from Joel. If a smart scale reaches X weight and X BMI, then lock the refrigerator door. That's
good call, Joel.
Good call, Joel. Yeah.
Joel,
send an alert to the doctor.
I'm starting to really get a good sense of your personality, and I'm really excited to have you on the live stream coming up. Yeah. All right.
Good.
So this is my smart home, and nothing special, but I think this is probably one of the most practical things that I have set up on IFT. And basically, it's all my switches are Wemo switches, and basically, this has become more of a problem since I have become a dad. When you leave the house, and Tripp, you know this, when you leave the house, it's like I got to get the diaper bag. I got to make sure there's diapers in the diaper bag. I got to get the cats, make sure the cats are inside.
Yeah.
I got to lock the door. I got to get my coffee. I can't tell you how many times I've left a fresh brewed coffee just sitting there.
Oh,
right?
totally. Yeah.
And
You don't have
so
enough
like
hands. Yeah.
there's all these things that like I try to do. And then I put, we live on an apartment building. So I put Thomas in the stroller, and then he's like waiting for me. So I'm like, once I put him in the stroller, I'm trying to get everything else together, and then he gets restless. So like, I hate to say this, but like turning off the lights is like something that it's just one less thing. Right. And
yeah.
I want to conserve energy. Right. I want to save on my bills. So
yeah.
So I have this one set off. So if anything's left on when I leave the house,
automatically turns it off.
It turns it off. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So
That's
again,
really cool
nothing
one.
super sexy here, but I do love this applet because I can leave knowing little peace of mind that I don't have to worry about just leaving a light on and wasting energy.
Yeah, totally. Do I need to set something like this up with my like oven? I literally will run back in the house just to check and to see if I've like left the oven on.
Oh man. Yeah, that's a scary one right there. Yeah. Cool. Okay, so we've got one more category. Tripp, do we have any more? No offense, Joel, but do we have anything other than Joel coming in on the line?
No one has sent any other personal automations that they're running. So yeah, if you've got a cool personal automation you want to share, throw them in here. We'll share them with the
get them in.
Group,
doesn't matter the category.
Yeah,
absolutely. All right, so on to our final category, I believe, social. Okay.
Ooh, this one. Yeah, so I actually have a video on this one. It's called Good Friends. So if you look at our videos, and I probably published it late, like 2022. So, but I'm okay, and I'm putting this is IRL social apps. So this could have been taken like your social media automation tools, but for this season I've been trying to like stay off personal social media, so I've removed them from my phone and everything. So this is an IRL in real life social app. All right. So I am horrible. This is a personal weakness of mine, of keeping up with friends. Like Ben, you'll just call people randomly and like chat with them for like, 30 minutes. I don't do that. I'm just like, I'm doing what I'm doing here, and then I'm doing what I'm doing there. And I just don't, keep up with friends well.
It's harder the older you get. It's harder to keep in touch. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a spreadsheet, and once a week, it actually happens on Friday morning. I've got a list of probably like 20 buddies from like high school, college that I just want to keep up with. And this is what the two applets do. So the one on the right is a daily spreadsheet update. So it like, how does it, every day it randomizes the number it pulls from that list of numbers, like phone numbers, in this one slot. And then the Good Friend applet is once a week, it will text the number that's in that little slot. So it's randomized every single day. And then it'll text that number once a week on Friday mornings, just saying, "Hey, what's up? How are you doing?" And then so it starts a
conversation,
text conversation with like a friend. And so I'm at least keeping up with my friends once a week throughout the year. Right.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
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 So
I think there's a lot of people. I think everyone that's watching right now is probably like, man, I need to set something like this.
Yeah. Go watch my video. It kind of shows you how all this stuff works. But it's a really cool, like, so now even thinking about like keeping up with friends, I don't have to worry about it because it just happens automatically, So, and like me and my friends aren't in like one of those big text groups that a lot of people do. So you're like always texting each other. I just kind of intimately will text like one guy at a time, I keep up with them.
I think that like sometimes I get really annoyed when there's like a Merry Christmas group text, Send it to just me. Like if you really want me to receive a Merry Christmas from you or a happy birthday from you or a
Yeah.
happy
Send
Easter
it
or
to
whatever,
just you.
send it to just me.
Be a
You
little
know?
bit more personal. You
Yeah.
know?
I don't want to be one of 50. I want to personalize. This is great, man. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And then my last one here is just an Leeds news summarization. Sends me a Slack notification. I'm a big fan of the Premier League, the Championship League team Leeds United. They used to be in the Premier League. Hopefully, this next year we'll be in the Premier League again. But it just keeps me updated on the latest news. So
can I briefly talk about your Leeds journey real quick?
yes, go for
Okay.
it. Share it with the class.
So all right. So when Tripp joined IFT a couple of years ago, our boss Peter and I are really big English Premier League fans. I like this team called Tottenham. They're in North London, and Peter is a Liverpool fan, which they're in Liverpool. And when Tripp joined, we kind of bullied Tripp into becoming an English Premier League fan. Like, all right, we're really into this. You gotta pick a team. And the way it works, for those of you who aren't familiar, is in English Premier League soccer, you've got 20 teams at the top, right? And the bottom 3 teams that have the worst record or number of points at the end of the year go down to the bottom league. It's called getting relegated.
Yeah.
So Tripp gets
You've
really
watched Ted
excited.
Lasso, you kind of see
Yeah. So Tripp gets really excited. He's like, "Oh, I want to be a fan of this team called Leeds." He's like, they're an up and coming team, and then they get relegated. We felt so bad for you, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. You're loyal.
We're in the top of the championship right now.
That's
so
awesome. You'll be back next
Yeah.
year.
We'll be back next year.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. On to my social applet. Okay.
Ooh.
So I've got this in 2 separate, because there's a few pieces to this, but I've got this in 2 separate slides. All right. So what I've done here is I've created. So last year when we built the AI social creator, I really wanted to see kind of what was possible, right? So I wanted to create basically a Twitter bot, right? And so
Elon, don't kick him
Yeah,
off. All right.
right.
I know you're watching right
No,
now, but yeah.
it's amazing that I haven't been kicked off, to be honest with you, because this applet, as you can see, has ran. I probably should have highlighted
1,200
that in red.
times. Let me click into it.
1,340 times.
Wow.
1,340 times, right? So what I did was I was like, okay, I created a Twitter account called Foil Hat Facts, and basically I wanted something that was like, okay, I'm gonna comment on I'm gonna find a conspiracy blog. So I took the first thing that was available. It's called the Volek Conspiracy. The Volek, someone's last name, and I don't think this is really much of a conspiracy blog as much as that's what it's called. It's like it's a blog that like some law professors around the U.S. Contribute to. Maybe if our So anyway, they comment on a lot of like political things, like what's going on with the Trump trials, and then they like give their analysis on it, and then IFT AI takes that RSS feed and spits out a tweet, like a thoughtful tweet on what was in that article, and it goes to Full Hat Facts. And so I'll just kind of show you. So this is here to the left. This is Foil Hat Facts. This is the Twitter account that I created. And so it tweets out, I mean, several times a day, I think. And I actually wanted to share this comment
response.
This is actually a DM, as the kids say. Someone slid in my DMs, and I had to block out some of what they wrote because they started getting political, and I didn't want to share that on the live stream. But their first message to me was, I love that you have such a strong knowledge of the court systems and laws. Are you a lawyer or a legal researcher? And that just made me smile, that
they don't realize that you're a bot.
That I'm like a goofball just trying to create a Twitter bot and see who will, will engage.
Well, how many followers do you have on that?
There's 657 followers.
Nice.
And I've done So one of the things that I've noticed on Twitter is that people, because actually, like, I didn't spend a whole lot of time on Twitter until I set this up, and I kind of wanted to, like, see how many followers I could get in a short amount of time. So I did a lot of the, like, like, people will say, like, follow me and I'll follow you back, because I would, like, follow all these people.
Yeah.
And I did get a lot of, it seems like there's a lot of, again, don't want to get political, but it does seem like I have a lot of people who have American flags and are really, like, prideful, people that follow me on this account. So yeah, some people, like, really engage with me in thoughtful ways.
Cool.
Or they engage with full hat facts. So yeah, this is
Yeah.
my social applet. It's probably the least practical thing I have, but I
But it's
get
running
super.
right now
Yeah,
on the app,
absolutely. Go check me out
So
at Full Hat Facts.
is it all just conspiracy theories?
No, so I wanted it to be a conspiracy. I think there's a couple RSS feeds that are feeding into this, but I wanted it to be conspiracy theories because I wanted to see, like, who I could get to engage, like, just how, I don't know. I just wanted to see what would happen. I don't think it's really, I think it's just like a legal commentary blog. Maybe. Yeah. I don't really know, to be honest with you, but
Okay.
it comments on things that are happening in the world today. Yeah. So
Jim, as a submission from our chat right now, he has something kind of similar. So RSS feed into emails, and then that goes into a Blogger/WordPress networks. So it works as a Web 2.0 press release system. That's pretty awesome. So it, like, automatically creates Blogger posts from RSS feeds and emails, or WordPress posts. So Jim, how many? Honestly, if you want to share, like, how many WordPress sites do you have running / Blogger sites do you have running? That's all accumulating all of this.
I think he's probably got quite a few.
Oh yeah,
right?
totally.
A scary amount.
Yeah, he's
Just
definitely
based on the things that Jim's told us.
heavy
Yeah.
user.
Jim,
For
I
sure.
want you to know that Tripp and I think about who you are, because I feel like it's a mystery, and we really want to meet you one day. So
Yes.
Jim, Joel,
Yeah.
send us an email. Let's connect. Let's get coffee or something, Yeah. Cool. All right. So I think that was our last one. Do we have, before we give away a winner, do we have any more write-ins?
Yeah, so I am nothing yet. We've had a few people just, like, throw in some chats. The chat has been pretty
pop them up.
Pop them, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so, like, Joel had another one. I think this is how his phone security system setup never stops running. It's like, if the battery drops below 15%, turn on a smart plug. So I thought that was a pretty good one. You must be running an Android phone over there. Let's go. Wait, he goes, Jim says he started building Blogger blogs in 2003. He had over 1,000 by the end of year 1. Let's go.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jim,
that's awesome.
You might be a little crazy. I don't know.
No. Hey, well, he's not the one creating conspiracy theory Twitter bot over here.
True.
Right.
Yeah, we're in the same boat together.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, cool. Have we given Joel a year of Pro Plus?
No, but I think we're going to. If we haven't, we're going to give him another one. Yeah.
Yes. So
cool.
Joel, you win today. You had the most chats and honestly the best ideas for some personal use applets. So yeah, send us a email at marketing@IFT. If you already have Pro Plus, we'll just extend it for a year. Congrats.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, Joel. Yeah. Thanks, Jim. Thanks, everyone that joined us today. And don't forget to tune in next week. Again, we are meeting with Kevin Ebal to talk webhooks. I kind of think of webhooks as one of those things where this is where I stop. I can go to IFT, I can generate a webhook, and I can put that URL in Google search and have it turn on my lights. But that's about as far as I go with webhooks. If I ever need anything like that actually does anything significant, I always have to get like an engineer like Kevin to help me. So I just think like, there's as far as Tripp and I can take you, and then there's Kevin who can do everything else. So
Yeah.
really exciting to I'm excited to learn more about webhooks. So
Oh, totally.
yeah, it should be a really fun episode next week. So
Cool.
same time next week, next Friday.
Yeah, sounds
See you
good.
guys. Yeah.
We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for joining.
Bye.
Yep.